B Squared.
Happy New Year.
20 and 22.
Yes. As long as you don't say 2022.
2022.
We don't want to do 2020 again. We did that. That was good enough. The first round.
2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 2 is 6.
Okay.
Happy 6.
Oh my God, if I would have spit that out.
That would have been funny.
No, it wouldn't have been.
This is brought to you by
water. Ice water. Number 7 that Ryan
That's not a
puts
number
together.
7. That's not number 7.
Oh, what you got?
That
Number 4?
That was a bin. That wasn't no number system here.
I got O'Reilly number 7. Ooh, I almost gave him a love again.
So the micro company?
Yeah, the people from Branson.
I liked it. That was good.
You don't get no love twice. You ain't paying me for that.
New year, new you, same boo.
I mean, everybody ain't got that story. You got that story.
It's gonna be a short video this morning. It's the January month.
The month. It's the first day of January, to be exact.
January month.
Starting it off.
And we're gonna come with a quick little video.
R.I.P. to Betty White.
It's so hard.
Nope. I didn't ask you to sing.
To
Nope.
say goodbye
No.
To yesterday.
Anyway, she was just shy of her 100th year of living. I am seriously not doing this with you today. We're not going to do this in 2022. We're going to be better. Hello? Hello?
To read the sunshine every day.
Y'all.
It's so hard.
Y'all see that some things haven't changed,
to
right?
say goodbye to yesterday.
The daughter's looking at him crazy. It's his Betty White tribute. All right.
John Madden.
Lost John Madden.
That's the music for you. Bum, 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 bum. That's the music for the year that is it the other year?
I don't know. That sounded inappropriate.
Oh, let's say
sounded like you was celebrating rather than.
I wish we wouldn't do this on my phone. I would pull up all kind of little stuff, little tidbits. I'll tell you about that New Year's Eve song that they play in New Year's and that my wife didn't know nothing about. I'll say whatever it's called. Yeah, I know the song.
Did you know?
Mary, did you know your baby would?
You ready? Did you know during segregation, some of the issues they wanted Betty White to kick off a black dancer off her show?
Oh,
and she said, nope, he stays.
I didn't know that.
And that's why we cherish her.
All I know was when I was introduced to Betty White, she was already old. Her and her gang, old lady gang. This was the original old lady gang.
Period. Sorry, Candy. But yeah, but she was working up until COVID. I don't know if she was working it during COVID.
Oh no, why she's standing over there?
No.
What up? What up, dude?
What up?
I thought you was doing something.
Anyway, we're going to continue talking to you all and not the child. So
Betty, did you know?
Stop it. So, we have, and I told you all, we're not reviewing Married at First Sight. However, Ready to Love is still going on. And so we are yet going to talk about that because that came on yesterday.
I don't know. I mean, really not much to talk about on there besides the actual event. I mean, the actual show is kind of blah.
Well, we're going to talk about something that we saw on the show. And I think that's what we're going to need to do from now on. Instead of reviewing the whole show and being bored out of our minds, like Married at First Sight, Ready to Love ain't good until, like, you get to the actual couples at the end. But the journey to it, like, you should know who's going home. It shouldn't be a surprise. They set it up real good to be like, that person needs to go. But so this week the guys get to meet the girls' family, right? Of who you're closest with. And Mr. Frank, don't look at me like that, judge my life. Because I'm gonna ask this question. I put the string cheese in my mouth, so whatever. Frank, which is one of the guys on the show, has two love interests, Sydney and Shiloh. So
No,
yes,
Frank.
I said. What I say, Frank? I said Phil.
You said Frank. What in your mouth? You too busy focus on your cheese. You couldn't wait.
Frank has Mumi and Sydney. Anyway, so back to Phil. So Phil goes and sees Sydney people. They love him. He done brought flowers to the mama and Sydney. And mama was like, what's your savings account look like, son? I ain't mad at her. Sometimes you got to ask the hard questions. But fast forward to him going to go talk to Shiloh people. It ain't happened. Because off camera, there was an incident that we were going to talk about. Ben refused to talk to me prior to the video. So we're going to see what he has to say about it and how he feels. So, do you want to tell him about the event? Or do you want me to tell him?
It's so funny. You was hilarious. Okay, so here's the group discussion. And the title of this video is going to be called Happy New Year Group Discussion.
Oh, okay. Well,
so, man and woman. Boy meets girl. Girl and boy like each other. They, kikiing or whatever. And then they run into an obstacle. That obstacle could be a lot of different things. We talked about how marriage is hard in the past. Mm-hmm. And before you even get that far,
ain't changed.
Yeah, that ain't changed. Before you get there, there's always going to be hurdles and obstacles you're going to come up against. There was a situation that happened on this particular episode that kind of sparked the conversation I want to have.
Okay.
About it's got a little to do with gender roles as well.
Okay.
But when you like somebody, you're going through some things or whatever. I mean, you like somebody, you're trying to hang out, and then something comes up. In this particular situation, they were hanging out, and because of the way that this process is set up for the show, you're dating multiple women, multiple guys. Mm-hmm. So in that, you don't know truly what the other person is feeling, if they're going to pick you or not.
In this instance, he's dating multiple women. She got only him. Go ahead.
Right. And so you don't know what the other person's thinking, and you don't want to be caught off guard. Mm-hmm. So you're trying to protect yourself.
Yep.
So she's trying to figure out what he's doing. He doesn't want to answer because he wants to go through the entire process before he has to make that decision. He wants to have his cake and eat it too, so to speak, which is the first problem. Mm-hmm. I've said it before on this show. I don't like the way the show is set up. It's not real. You're not going in, 10 women and men are not going to date each other, and then at the end you pick out 3 or 4 couples and say, oh, it's okay. No, because if you kiss him and then we get together, let me go back. I'm going to reference something real quick. The Bachelorette, they had an African-American Bachelorette lady on there this year.
She kissed everybody.
And she kissed every last one of those men.
I'm pretty sure they need to test her for mono.
And my thing is that you doing all this kissing on these people, which one is the genuine kiss, which one isn't? And then...
Although you can tell if you like somebody with a kiss or not. And everybody she didn't kiss.
She didn't kiss everybody.
They went home.
They went home pretty quickly. But my point is that, and then she's talked about this on the reunion show about how they had to go back and watch all this back over, and he's seen her kissing all these guys. And they had to have a discussion about it. Now listen, if my wife tell me, well, before we got together, I went out here and kissed 20 other men, wait. Even in this process on this particular show, you got these men out here and these women out here, 10 men, 10 women, they're dating each other, they're exchanging numbers, they calling and talking. You going on a date with him, but then coming home and talking to him all night long on the phone. And that's what was happening with the other girl that got upset. I don't remember her name, but it'll make a difference. It's just not reality.
Tasia?
No, the other girl.
Oh.
But the chocolate one with the big booty.
Camille.
No, not that chocolate one. The other chocolate with the big booty. It'll make a difference.
That describes half of them. They're either chocolate with a big booty or light skin with a big booty.
But the process is flawed based on what it is. They put these people together, they exchange numbers, they're talking or whatever, they're dating, and then you have to try to pick one, and you have two people or one person or whatever the situation may be. But so in this particular situation that they had, they went out. Clearly, it was off camera because they didn't show anything.
Mm-hmm.
So they went out outside of production.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
That's the
which
only
is
way
fine.
you gonna recognize if you like somebody. For
Which
real.
is fine, but then out of production eyes, they still had stuff that's going on the show that was real that she wanted answers about.
Mm-hmm.
And he has two women. She only has the one guy.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted to get clarity on where she's at, where she stands at. He's not giving her any answers.
Well, wait. She wants clarity because when they were at the cabin, she made the statement, "I'm choosing you."
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Aw," gave her a hug and kissed her.
And a
And
kiss.
at
Sealed
first-
it with a kiss.
Sealed it with a kiss. And at first, that was okay for her. However, ladies, your actions and your words need to match up. He ain't said nothing. He ain't said that. So when she got in the car on the way home, she was like, well, wait a minute. He didn't tell me how he felt. She poured out her heart. And so she wanted clarity. So when they sitting down, she asked for that clarity. Now you go.
Okay, so that's the first part of the conversation. When you are dating men and women out there, when y'all out there getting started, you're gonna date somebody, you need to have that clarity up front before you get your feelings involved. Because if not, you get your feelings hurt very easily. Because you're thinking one thing, oh, this and that and the other. Especially if you think he's checking for him or her checking for other people, you out here vulnerable. So you got to know your worth, know your place, and don't give up too much of yourself without knowing where that other person is. Because oftentimes, men and women, they cross the line and start sleeping with each other before you solidify where y'all even at.
Do you think they slept together?
That's not said, but think about it. They hang together outside of production.
She was really emotional.
We can get to that. We can get to that.
Things that make you go,
Again, this is a discussion.
Okay.
Okay, so that's a very good point, and I think maybe I brought it up a little too fast.
I'm sorry.
But no, that's a good question though, because I was thinking that, but I was thinking in a different vein. I didn't think about the emotional side of it. But when you do start doing different things and you're dating or whatever, you don't know what the other person is, and then you get out here and you give yourself up a person. Now you got this emotional tie, and then this person ain't checking for you. Now you hurt.
Right.
As you said, more emotions involved. And from a woman's point of view, I might have never been a woman, but from what I understand,
It'll be a whole nother conversation.
from what I understand, that can be a pretty hard pill to swallow if I've given myself to you, and then you sitting out here acting like we ain't on the same page.
Right. And
Is
she's
this table crooked?
no, it's the stand. And she's the intimacy coach. So I think she feel like she has given that intimate side and she has relinquished that control, and that's not really what she, should have trusted him with, kind of.
I would hope, because you asked the question, do you think they slept together? I would hope, being an intimacy coach, she would not have given her body to him so quickly without having those answers. However, because she's, like you said, she may be an intimacy coach, she may be a little bit more open, that she wanted to be vulnerable, thinking that there was something there and could never get the clarity of it. So
Thinking
that
they was on the same page.
It caused her some issues because she opened up herself. However, let's fast forward a little more, get down to the nitty gritty, because that was just part of it.
Right.
That wasn't even really the main basis of it. But
Go ahead.
wow, that's an interesting phone call. You can't hit the button. Okay, so you got to see your little message now. Okay, so fast forward, they're out. They said they went out to a club. They hanging out. Things are probably going good. They started to drink, or they was drinking.
First red flag. Why we having serious conversations with alcohol?
That's a problem, because alcohol changes things. It adds again, more emotions. So if they had slept together, the alcohol puts you in a different place. And you out, and again, this is outside of production. Now, granted, the show only shows so much. These people are together. They make it seem like it's a long period of time. It's probably not that long a period of time. They really don't know each other. They try to get to know each other, and they decide, let's go hang out. Well, they hanging out. They start having drinks, having conversation. Those two will go together, and then it's 4 a.m. in the morning.
4 a.m.
So it's late night.
And they're getting loud.
Let's back up just a second here, going back to that are they sleeping together situation. At 4 a.m. in the morning,
We real comfortable because I'm not going nowhere with nobody.
what was the intentions at the end of the night? Had they not, they got end up getting into it. What's the intentions at the end of the night when you hang out with somebody at 4 a.m. in the morning?
Take me home.
And then when you get home,
I mean, you coming with me. That wasn't what I was trying to say. You too
I
much.
wasn't even going there.
You too
I
much.
wasn't going there. Wow, I didn't even think that. I'm just saying, yeah, going home with you, but you took another place. Okay. So my point is, again, we don't know if they sleeping together, but it seemed like at 4 a.m. in the morning, that's when I thought about them sleeping together, because of the fact that 4 a.m. in the morning, when this date ends, it don't end. It's already at 4 a.m. It's already the next day. You going to work or go home and go to sleep the rest of the day. Your day is shot at 4 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
You go to work at 4 a.m. in the morning.
5 billion.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
so that's red flag. Then from there, they get into an argument. They're getting loud. The emotions are high.
What club is open till 4 or 5 in the morning? I
She
guess
said it was-
DC be popping.
She said they were shutting it down. It was, it was getting close to being shutdown time.
Got you. And it must have been in a bad area, which DC has a lot of those.
Well, that's rude. That's rude, but okay.
No, they do. It just
How many times you been to DC?
what?
And there's a lot of bad areas. That you one time you was there, they never fixed
No,
it.
I heard there's a whole bunch of bad areas, and then he says it on the show.
He does.
So they get into it, and you know us women, sometimes either we gonna fight,
Oh,
or sometimes I may need to walk away, get my space. Okay? So she asked him
she didn't ask him. Come on now.
Okay.
It's a black woman. Come on. She didn't ask.
nicely.
She
Leave me
didn't-
alone.
She didn't ask nicely.
Please, sir. Please let me have my space.
Okay.
No, she didn't say it
No.
like that. She said, leave me alone. But I don't know what she said.
She probably
Anyway,
said she just walked away from him, which was
so
rude.
she walked away. She did say she said she needed some space. So I don't know how she gave him that verbal, but she told him she needed some space. So she walked away to get that space, and he follows her. And then he proceeds to wrap his arms around and pick her up to take her back to the car. Now, that's the other interesting. They must have rode together.
Mm-mm.
They didn't?
No, I didn't get that vibe.
Because he said taking her back to the car. He didn't say
Back to
her
the-
car.
He said back to the other area.
Okay. So she's walking towards an area that even him as a man don't want to be in.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's picking her up because she will not listen. You know how we are. She won't listen. And so he's like, I need you to come back over here. You can be mad and be quiet, but be over here doing that.
He said it was like an alley.
Yeah, she was walking towards the alley, which,
She-
ma'am,
She was upset
ma'am,
and she wasn't paying attention where she was.
too
She
many
started walking.
shots. Why are you walking to an alley? I ain't going to no alley. You can be mad and whatnot. We're going to be mad in the car. You see me walking mad to an alley? Have I ever been that mad while I walked into an alley?
I don't know. I don't think so. No.
Nope. You know why? I don't do alleys.
So
Boys
him
in the hood.
picking her up to bring her where he was going was his way of. And then she didn't put it out there like that. So we put her perspective there. She
She done been through some things.
had been some things. She said, "Don't
Past
touch me."
trauma.
Don't touch me is a key word.
Past trauma will be triggered. I think we've talked about triggering on here before. Past traumas will trigger something in you. She clearly has had some abusive relationships. Him picking her up and basically not letting her go where she needed to go. And she's like, I can protect myself. Okay. we can get to a point sometimes where we think we can protect ourselves, but it's just us being in our way. However, I understand that she was in something previously that they clearly have not talked about yet that triggered where you are restraining me. And now you're heightening things, even though you're trying to protect me. And I understand where you are at. But where I'm at in this moment is don't touch me. You can talk. You can walk behind me. Don't touch me. Because I'm going to another space. So in that moment, I can see that she wasn't probably there.
No, she wasn't there.
Her mind was not.
Even her walking away, she wasn't there.
Correct.
Because
especially if you're going into an alley and you don't know it.
Like you said, her words of her telling him that she was leaving or don't want to talk, based on the conversation, it probably went something like this. F you, I'm done with this. Something along those lines to where
no, not shallow.
She was upset about the situation and walked away. Initially was the first thought. His thought was, you're not going to walk away from me. And then she seen him coming after her as if, don't walk away from me, not, I'm trying to protect you.
Right. Because it wasn't until he said in front of Tommy that I was trying to protect her. Even if she's upset with me, I'm trying to protect her still. And even Tommy was like, well, I'm on his side. First of all, 4 o'clock in the morning in this neighborhood ain't what you should be doing.
Right. So her mindset is, I'm being restrained and I'm against my will.
Yep.
And that scared her.
Yep.
Which is fine. I totally 100% agree with that. But I agree with his side of it as well. Because you can be mad at me for doing something you don't want me to do and restraining you.
Right.
And we can get past that. What we can't get past, I let you walk away. Something happens to you and I didn't do nothing.
Right. And her question was, couldn't you have just followed me?
Very true. But again, that's where the coming up the late night situation, the drinking comes into play, judgment is off. The first problem they started off with, they went out late at night. Again, what is your intentions at late at night at this hour? I don't care what time you call me, what time we started this situation. If we still out here at this time in the morning, we into something else.
Right. Now, she did make it plain that she didn't feel like he was going to hurt her. However, she felt like he was already hurting her mentally.
Because it was something deeper than that.
Because it was something deeper. And he didn't understand to be like, I mean, you can get somebody attention. She said, don't touch it. You can get somebody's attention.
They're right there.
Hello.
No.
Come this way.
No.
Like anything.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
But there's a natural human interaction that I feel like men, especially like black men and bigger men, get the misconception of don't touch me and everything has to be so, when it's any type of physical contact, it's overblown because of our size and our demeanor and things like that. Like you said, that right there can be too much.
It was. As soon as I did it, I was like, nope.
Because she said don't touch me.
Don't touch me means don't touch me.
Right.
No means no. Stop means stop. Don't touch me.
I believe in his mind, he was not wrong. But I believe in her mind, he was totally wrong.
He was making an absolute judgment call for the situation. And in that situation, the first priority is to keep you safe. But there's a lot of other ways you could do that. Oh, excuse me. Rather than picking me all the way up.
I love you.
But really?
What?
Why are you playing with my hair?
Okay, I'm sorry. Picking you up. Got it.
The picking you up, that's like you're making me smaller.
It's a controlling thing.
It's a controlling
and giving up that power.
There is never a time where a woman wants to feel like she's not in control, especially in a negative space like that. Because now you have put me to the side. Even though he had his thoughts or what have you, but you can't take me out of control for myself. Because it sounds like she's not only been through some stuff, but she has brought herself back to do some self-love, get to know herself, and she thought she was ready.
But there you go. It's a good point. That she wasn't ready for that.
She's not all the way healed.
Right.
Because that shouldn't set you off that much to where when we talk about it, we come back and visit it, that we haven't came to an understanding.
And she hasn't got over. She should be able, if she was clearly healed, she'd be able to get over and understand his point of view. But she
can't
can't
get over it.
Well, I'm just saying, as far as the fact of what he did was he made a judgment call, right or wrong. Mm-hmm. He made a judgment call for her best interest.
But what I didn't hear him say.
What?
When they talked, he was trying to defend his actions.
Okay.
And this is where men make the mistake. Stop trying to defend yourself from what you did and apologize.
He did apologize.
I ain't hear no apology.
He did.
What he say?
He said, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry."
No, he didn't.
He did say that.
I'll go back and watch that.
We're going to watch it. He said that.
He said, "I'm sorry that you felt that way," or "I'm sorry for the actions that I took. It was a judgment call. That won't happen again."
Wait. So that's the problem that I have with it.
I need more than just "I'm sorry."
There you go, right there. You want to have more. You want to have a script written on the apology to come off the way you want it to come off to you, which is not reality.
I don't need a script.
That's what you said. I want more than an apology. I want more than I'm sorry.
I need you. No, I need to know.
He's not sorry for his action. He said, "I did what I did for the sake of you." And what he basically said was, it was either you be mad at me for doing what I did, or be mad because of the fact something else happened. I'd rather have something else not happen, and I'll take what I did as what it was. So in that sense, he was sorry for the action, but he wasn't sorry for the outcome. I mean, he was sorry for the way it made her feel.
But did he ask her, "Can you explain to me what was triggering it, what happened, or what would you have wanted me to do differently?" Where is the inquiry for understanding? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So besides the "I'm sorry," it's the next step.
What is wrong with her?
So what's the next step from that apology? Where do we go from here? So even though he said it's something we can get past, well, you want me to get past it, but you haven't asked how. How do we go from here?
No, I think that that's what both of them. I think that's what the conversation. No, back up. I believe she was done after the Tommy conversation, because of the fact that
he didn't apologize. Go ahead.
I don't think that's fair, because of the fact that we just had a situation. We just got into it. We don't understand each other. Just because I don't understand you, don't mean I'm not sorry.
Right, but she doesn't trust him at this point.
Okay,
trust is lost.
She doesn't trust him. Cool, that's fine. And she can't get over the action.
Right,
is the problem. And we're not. He said we're just not good for each other. When you start seeing toxic situations come up, she's not over her situation. He's not over the fact that she can't get past it. Mm-hmm. They don't need to be together. Let's move on. She was hurt deeper than he can ever apologize for.
Right.
So what's the point of going down that road and laying out, "Oh, I'm so sorry"? What was that going to give him? Nothing. She
should have eliminated herself when they was talking to Tommy, but she waited, had that second final conversation with him, and had to sit there and listen to all the girls.
The girls have him first.
Listen to all the girls talk about their awesome dates, and she looked crazy because she ain't get no meeting of the parents or whatever. She called that off after the incident.
Well, she pulled it off. She put it off by herself.
Well, I don't blame her. If I don't see a future, what's the point? Why are we going through this motions of you meet my family and You leave that to a sacred spot. People need to understand and stop introducing your parents to everybody.
I get that. She didn't trust them, which is fine. That was her right. She didn't feel safe. That's her right.
What's your beef with her?
I don't have a beef with her.
Oh, okay.
My only thing with her is that this is gonna come off the wrong way, but I don't care.
Yep.
You can be a victim for so long.
Mm.
But yet, sometimes you got to get out of being a victim. His actions and intentions were not to make you a victim. His actions was trying to help you. And again, the other result that could have happened, not to say, it's like insurance. There was no guarantee that she's going to get out of that alley and have something happen. But if something did, what was he supposed to do with that? If she lost her life and he didn't do nothing, he lives there the rest of his life.
Yeah.
So her being mad at him because she put her hands on him, she's not over her situation, cool. They're not together, but she's still here on this earth.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, his actions for her family was the right thing to do. If I was related to her, I would say, thank you, Phil, for eliminating yourself and you and her being together. Yeah, just ain't gonna make it because she's not ready for you. But thank you for stepping in and thinking about her is not being selfish. Because he could be like, screw her. She want to, she want me to answer her right now in this process, and I don't want to answer her. I'm gone. She want to go walk away from me, then go on about her business, and went the other direction. But he cared enough, even in the midst of them arguing, to try to put something else on paper to say, look, regardless of what we're going through, I still care for you, and I don't want to see anything happen to you.
Right.
And I think once they get to the reunion in a couple of weeks here, I think that'll happen. That conversation will continue.
I hope so.
And it will happen. I don't think he's a bad guy.
He's not.
He's a bad guy for not choosing one of the women in the situation. But again, that's not his fault.
I was about to say, that's the process.
That's the show that set that up.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's a little bit of a player in that sense.
I mean, he started off with 4 or 5 of them.
Well, I mean, again, I just think he's a little.
Well,
and that's not,
first of all, he didn't start off that way because he started off being shy and nobody was talking to him. Remember? And then all of a sudden he popped up and he had 4 or 5 choices. We was like, where did he come from? He said, I will not go home.
It is what it is.
But I think that Shiloh was always too mature for him. I didn't get the mature 100% vibe from him.
It's hard to say. I think that there was...
Shiloh was more Tyrone. She pulled a Tyrone.
She pulled a Tyrone on him when Tyrone wanted to be with her. She wouldn't be with him. He was like, I'm all in on this.
What would you say if we got to the reunion and her and Tyrone going to be together?
That's what it's going to be that. Because of the fact that he was all in. She didn't want to... She did the exact same thing that Phil did.
That's what I just said. She Tyrone him.
She did the exact same thing. She wanted him to make a decision, and he wasn't making a decision yet. He had another option. And that woman is banging. So...
She grown.
Who grown?
Shiloh.
Shiloh's banging too, but...
Who was you talking about? Sydney?
Yes.
Oh, I was like...
That Sydney is... Whew. She got her own gym and all that. Y'all go check her out. DC.
Sydney is beautiful. And I don't want this to come off any type of way.
You go say, Lord Jesus.
Sydney on Ready to Love look like Sydney Star.
Oh my God. Okay, that's it. I'm done. That's going to be the end of this video. This video has been how long? 30 minutes?
If y'all don't know who Sydney Star
we're not
with 2 R's,
we're not doing that. We're not doing
pull
that.
her up.
We're not doing that. We're not doing that. All right.
Sometimes.
Is anything else?
Yes. But let's be serious. So I don't think that this Sydney on Ready to Love is a transgender woman. Let's be clear. However, ladies that wear makeup, bless y'all hearts and all y'all parts. Don't make your face look so rough. I don't know how to do it, but cut it so they have defined cheekbones and carrying on. And make sure you don't look like you got no Adam's apple. All I'm saying is do your makeup right.
So you trying to say Sydney's on Ready to Love's makeup's not right?
Sometimes her makeup don't be right. It be thick, chalky, and it'll be heavy. She be having them cut, them men type cheekbones.
Listen, with her body the way it is,
everybody with a butter face ain't right. She is beautiful.
She didn't have a butter face. She has a
when she her makeup right.
She is almost borderline Wonder Woman. I can't look in the eyes. There's only a few.
That list is very long.
That's not either very long.
Dr. Viviana.
Dr. Viviana is on that list.
What's the other girl name with the light eyes?
Erica Campbell is on that list. I can't look at Erica Campbell. Can't look at her. Not too long. I can't stare at her too long. I get a sinful nature. Who else is on that list? It's only two I know of. Who else is on that list he's talking about?
It's somebody else on there.
Oh, what?
Where you can't look them in their eyes. It's somebody else that the girl on Sisters. Was it KJ Smith or whatever?
KJ is fine. I can look her in the eyes though.
I have to get y'all a list of people he can't look in the eyes. He be like,
Some people just can't look in the eyes. They make you want to listen. They make you think bad things. Sometimes I can't look you in your eyes.
You don't care about bad things you thinking?
Let's wrap this up.
Anyway, Sydney, you're beautiful. It's fine.
She borderline on the list.
Okay.
Make the list, Sydney.
Just soften your makeup just a little bit.
I don't think her makeup is fine. When she was working out that day with Phil, though, I was like,
beautiful.
Oh my God.
And she didn't have no makeup on.
I don't know if she had makeup on.
Or she might have a light dust or what have you. I can't do it. It's too much liquid makeup on top of with powder makeup on top. Too much.
I ain't throwing no shade, baby, but you don't do makeup.
I don't do makeup.
What you gonna talk about?
Look,
makeup for?
I'm like, I don't know. The one time I did put on makeup, it was just a little powder.
You go see the talk about this woman's makeup, and you don't.
I had more makeup on my eyeballs than I had on the rest of my face because I don't wear makeup, and I was like this, like, ugh, I can't do it. I don't know.
Baby. Again,
maybe one day I'll come on here all made up and glam.
Baby.
It won't be anytime soon. Like,
No
catch
shade.
me on my birthday.
No shade, baby. We're gonna stick you to the resources of the humans.
You just keep me in HR?
I didn't say that. I said the
Okay.
resources of the humans. We don't want you talking about that other stuff right now.
Right.
You don't do the
Y'all
makeup.
go check it out. Google Sydney.
No, don't do that.
On Ready
Don't
to Love.
do that. Do not Google anything with Sydney's. Don't do either one of them.
Both
That's
Sydneys.
rude.
And first
No,
of
that's rude. Stop right there. We're not doing that in 2022. 20s and the 20s. Twos. All right.
day 6.
Whew.
6.
Oh, yeah. Year 6. I was like, what are you talking about?
My bad.
I came
Year
up with it. What movies you got on your screen?
That's Uncle Rush.
Like, Red Rose Brother?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit. Okay, let's go.
All right.
Russ got his shirt off on the yacht. Okay.
He trying to do some dance.
No, we ready to love it out here.
I don't even know who them girls are. It look like the Obamas, but it's not. What I was going to say is I hope y'all have a blessed and prosperous year. Great health. Don't get COVID. And keep your mask on. Bet on black. Okay? All right. Talk to you next week.